Hello, Wizards here. As you see, AOC 2024 D16 has landed, so let's solve it. If you're not familiar with AOC, so you don't know what it looks like, just check out my first video, or straight up first link in the description. There you're gonna learn absolutely everything. But alright, let's come back to the story. Another day, another challenge, and unfortunately for MaxKitty, another intrusion in their Azure tenant. Before joining MaxKitty in her investigation, there is some catching up to do, and this is a story best told in rhyme. A Sokmas approach so did the need, provide those without to some greed. Care for wares tried, they made their mission, a giftful or wares, a Sokmas tradition. MaxKitty logged on, felt some confusion, an alert saying here at a detected intrusion. Inspection began. As to what was at fault, it seems access was gained to MaxKitty's key vault. She checked, as she had to be sure, but hadn't been long since adopting Azure. Troubleshooting ensued, ideas had been tabled, which would have been great if logs were enabled. With 3 hours of slept and no records kept, MaxKitty then knew what she needed to do. It's true that on her is how those depend, but to find what's wrong, she needed a friend. So clearing up her throat and preparing her pitch, she picked up her phone and called up the glitch. It was late. Too late. MaxKitty's eyelids fell as though they had dumbbells attached to them. The sun had long since waved goodbye to Wareville, and the crisp night air was creeping through the window of MaxKitty's office. If only there was a substance which would both warm her and wake her up. Once MaxKitty's brain cells had started functioning again, and remembered that the coffee existed. Checking her watch, she was saddened to learn it was too late for her to get coffee from her favorite Wareville coffee store, Splunky Donuts. Some reference. The vending machine downstairs would have to do. Sipping her coffee, MaxKitty immediately lit up and charged back into the office, ready to crack the case. However, as she entered, the glitch had an idea of his own. He got it, and he figured out an attack vector that a user had likely taken. MaxKitty took the seat next to the glitch and began to walk it through. We're going to learn about Azure, so what it is, why it's used, about Azure services like Key Vault and Entry ID, how to interact with Azure Tenant using Azure Cloud Shell. Before diving into the glitch's idea of attacker's patch, let's introduce some of the key concepts that will be covered in the process. We're going to start by introducing Azure. To do that, let's consider why MaxKitty using Azure in the first place. It all started when MaxKitty's role as the cybersecurity expert of Wareville really started to take off. Before she knew it, MaxKitty was in very high demand and needed to create all kinds of resources to help her organize her duties. These include a web application to handle appointment making, multiple machines running for investigations, and more machines running for evidence storing and analysis. MaxKitty hosted and managed all of these machines herself, that is, on-prem. This initially wasn't a massive issue because, after all, she wasn't a corporation, but just helping the citizens of Wareville with cybersecurity matters. However, as time went on, MaxKitty ran into issues during peak times when she would receive many requests for help, and therefore needed to process more evidence. All of this increased demand meant MaxKitty had to scale up her resources to handle the load. To put a long story short, this was a lot of hassle for MaxKitty. She wished there was a way for someone to handle her infrastructure on her behalf, especially when scaling her resources up and down. That's when Azure came to her rescue. Azure is a cloud service provider, and CSPs provide computing resources such as computing power on demand in a highly scalable fashion. In other words, MaxKitty could have instead have Azure manage her underlying infrastructure, scaling it in times of increased demand and decreasing it once traffic resumed to normal levels. The best bit, MaxKitty only has to pay for what she uses. Gone were days of buying physical infrastructure to handle increased loads, only for that infrastructure to go unused the majority of the time. Luckily, Azure and cloud adoption in general boasts many benefits beyond cost optimization. Azure also gave MaxKitty access to lots of cloud services ranging from identity management to data ingestion. Quite frankly, there are more services that can be abbreviated in a sentence as, at time of writing, there are over 200. These services can be used to build, deploy, and manage MaxKitty's current infrastructure, as well as give her the options to upgrade or build new applications in the future given the range of services available. A couple of Azure services will come up during the glitch's attack path. Let's take a look at them now. Alright, so first is Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is an Azure server that allows users to securely store and access secrets. These secrets can be anything from API keys, certificates, passwords, crypto keys, and more. Essentially, anything you want to keep safe, away from the eyes of others, and easily configure and restrict access to, is what you want to store in Azure Key Vault. These secrets are stored in vaults, which are created by vault owners. Vault owners have full access and control over the vault, including the ability to enable auditing so a record is kept off, who access secrets, and grant permissions for others to access the vault, known as vault consumers. MaxKey uses this service to store secrets related to the evidence and has been entrusted to store some Werewolves Town secrets here. Microsoft Entra ID. MaxKey also needs a way to grant users access to her system and be able to secure and organize their access easily, so a Werewolf Town member could easily access or update their secrets. Microsoft Entra ID, formerly known as Azure Active Directory, is Azure's solution. Entra ID is an identity and access management system. In short, it has the information needed to assess whether a user application can access X resource. In the case of Werewolf Town members, they made an Entra ID account and MaxKey assigned the appropriate permissions to this account. With that covered, let's see what the glitch has come up with. Knowing that the potential breach has happened, MaxKey decided to conduct an assumed breach testing within their Azure tenant. The assumed breach scenario is a type of penetration testing setup in which an initial access or foothold is provided, mimicking the scenario in which an attacker has already established its access inside the internet. Alright, so it's called assumed breach. Good to know. Noted. In this setup, mindset is to assess how far an attacker can go once they get inside your network, including all possible attack paths that could branch out from the defined starting point of intrusion. Before moving forward, review the questions in the connection card shell below. Alright, so we get the cloud environment. For this assumed breach testing of Werewolf tenant, MaxKey will provide valid credentials. To get the credentials, click on cloud details below. Alright, so just click it. Next, join the lab button. Alright. And credentials, or identity credentials. Let's maybe open the lab. Oh, just got lost. Amazing. This will open Azure Portal login page, so kindly use the recently joined to authenticate to Azure Portal. That's cool. I mean, glad they are starting to implement all the cloud security as well. The only thing I'm a bit skeptical of this kindly, because if you know or not, this kindly is frequently used by people who like to fish. Others. They like always using kindly provide me with your address or an email or bank account number or whatever. Not now. Alright, so then again it's just got closed. We can have ask later, exactly. You have to set up two-factor for this. And then we can nah, thank you. Welcome to Microsoft Azure. Alright, this is Portal English US. Let's see what language will pop out. I hope it will be English US, but yeah, it could be also something else. Yeah, it looks like it's English. Because with me, I don't know, it could have been English, could be Polish, could be Russian, German, so yeah. Note, the Azure portal may default to your local language, so you follow these steps to switch to English. Alright. You don't need to. Cancel. You don't need this as well. So let's go. Azure Cloud Shell is a browser-based command line interface that provides developers and IT professionals a convenient, very powerful way to manage Azure resources. It integrates both Bash and PowerShell environments, allowing users to execute scripts, manage Azure services, and run commands directly from their web browser without needing local installation. Cloud Shell has built-in tools and pre-configured environments, including Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell, and popular development tools, making it an efficient solution for cloud management and automation tasks. Azure CLI is a command line tool for managing and configuring Azure resources. The glitch relied heavily on this by reviewing the Werewolf tenant, so let's use the same one while walking through the Azure attack path. As mentioned above, Azure CLI is part of built-in tools inside the Cloud Shell, so go back to Azure Portal and launch Azure Cloud Shell. Just click it here, and Shell is here. Then select bash, since we'll be executing Azure CLI commands. Alright, so let load probably for a second. Needs to load, I guess, and we're gonna select bash. To get started, select no storage required and choose AZ subs, AOC for subscription. Alright. And then we choose AZ subs. And that's it. Yes, that's it. Let's just click apply. And requesting a cloud shell. Ooh. Connecting terminal. Right. At this point, we are ready to execute Azure CLI commands in Azure Cloud Shell. Note that following commands are to be executed in Azure Cloud Shell. Yes, I know. So let's wait until the terminal connects finally. Connecting the terminal. Oh, and here it is. We've got this. At this point, we're going to execute the commands. Alright, so let's maybe need to authenticate using AZ login, as we have already been authenticated into the Azure portal. Alright, so we use. So probably show us who are we, and probably a bunch of other interesting data about us. Yeah, business phones, display name, job title, user principal name. Alright. We can confirm that the credentials worked if the succeeding output renders the authenticated user details. Yes, that's it. Going down the Azure route hole. When the glitch got hold of an initial account, variables, Azure tenant had no idea what was inside it. So he decided to enumerate first the existing users and groups within the tenant. Using the current account, let's start by listing all the users in the tenant. This kind might take a while depending on the amount of user account available, so feel free to skip it. Alright, let's skip it. The Azure CLI typically uses the following command syntax: Azure, group, subgroup, action, and parameters. So this is Azure, group, subgroup, action. Yeah, so target group is AD, Azure AD or Entra ID. Target subgroup, so users, and list. To see all the available commands, you may execute az-h or az-group-h. After executing the command, you might have been overwhelmed with the number of accounts listed. For a better view, let's follow Max Key's suggestion to only look for the accounts pre-panned with wv-user. According to her, these accounts are more interesting than other ones. To do this, we'll use the filter parameter and filter all accounts that start with this weird string. Let's copy this as AD as AZ, so Azure AD user list, and here the parameters. It starts with this. So I guess probably this command will display all the users actively using this platform, which would definitely be a lot. But let's just use this. Have wherever user Muscidi and Mayor malware, hardware, freeware. Alright. You may observe that an unusual parameter was set to a specific account in the output one of the users, where will user backup, where has its password stored in one of the fields. Let's see it. Firmware, yeah, here it is. Recover secrets, I guess that's it. When the glitch saw this one, he immediately thought it could be the first step taken by the intruder to gain further access inside the tenant. However, he decided to continue the initial reconnaissance of user and groups. Now let's continue by listing the groups. You may observe that we just changed the previous commands from AD user list to AD group list. Given the output, it can be seen the group named Secret Recovery Group exists. This is kind of an interesting group because of the description, so let's follow White Rabbit and list the members inside this group. Have this view bulkware and probably some junk. Given the previous output, it looks like everything makes a little sense now. All the previous commands seem to point where will user backup where account. Since we have seen a potential set of credentials, let's jump to our user by clearing the current Azure CLI account session and logging with the new account. Note: replace the values with the actual email and password for newly discovered account. Alright, so it's probably the email from the user, but let's first hop to the questions and see what's the password of the backup where. I thought this could be it, so let's just copy this. Remember, Ctrl-C, not Ctrl-Shift-C. Right, so this is the password, was the group ID of the secret recovery group. So let's go back, remove this and replace user with group. It was groups. No, it was just group. Hope this isn't causing. Alright, this looks like a fun group. We're looking for group for Werewolf Secrets, secret recovery group. Yeah. And what do we look for? Group ID. This is just a normal ID. Is it this long? Alright, it is this long, so I guess it should be it. Control C. Control V. Let's check it. Yay, and that's everything we have now. So let's go back up and continue our task. Yeah, so we need to get back to backup.where and log in with this email and password. So we grab the AZ login. Alright, so it will be like AZ login dash user. Now we need to get back to emails, so it will be somewhere up there. Hardware, freeware, firmware, backup.where. That's the user principal name, and it looks like an email, so let's copy this. And yeah, email dash p password. Email, we have this email here. Oh no, we don't. Let's paste it here as well. And now dash p for the password. So we scroll back up. Yeah, my scroll is a little bit strange and sometimes cannot work. Yeah, so now click enter. Authentication is strongly discouraged. Alright, so we are authenticated as right, so we got authenticated as backup.where. That's amazing. Since wherever user backup.where account belongs to an interesting group, the glitch first hunches to see whether sensitive or privileged roles are assigned to the group, and his thought was, it doesn't make sense to name it like this if it can't do anything, right, Muscady? But therefore, for checking the assigned roles, let's have a quick run through of Azure role assignments. They define the resources that each user or group can access. When user is created via entry ID, it cannot access any resource by default due to lack of role. To grant access, the administrator must assign a role to that user's view or manage specific resource. The privilege level configured in a role ranges from a read-only to full control. Additionally, group members can inherit a role when assigned to a group. Returning to Azure Enumeration, let's see if a role is assigned to the secret recovery group. We'll be using -all option to list all roles within the Azure subscription, and we'll be using -assignee option with the group's ID to render only ones related to our target group. Alright, let's copy this. And because we need to replace this with secret recovery group, I can like scroll a bit up. This one's, which one was, I guess, this secret group for recovery. Copy, yes. This happens all the time. Copy. Going back and just say paste. But Ctrl-Shift-V works charm. Alright, so let's see. Recovery group should get something with this Key Vault secret users and Key Vault reader, am I right? Secret group, resource group, Key Vault secret users, there it is, and we have also Key Vault reader. Yeah, both of these are here. You may retrieve the group ID from the command executed previously, AZ/AD group list. The output seems slightly overwhelming, so let's break it down. First, it can be seen there are 2 entries in output, which means 2 roles are assigned to this role. Based on role definition name field in those 2 roles, Key Vault reader and Key Vault secrets user, both entries have the same scope value pointing to Microsoft Key Vault resources, specifically on where those secrets vault. Here is the definition of the roles based on Microsoft Box. Key Vault reader can read the metadata and allows you to read metadata of key vaults and certificates, keys, and secrets. Can read sensitive values such as secret contents or key material. Alright, so secret user can read everything pretty much. Only works for keywords that use the Azure role-based access control. So seeing both of these roles, Maskid immediately realized everything. This configuration allowed the attacker to access the sensitive data they were protecting. Now that she knew this, she asked the glitch to confirm her assumption. With Maskid guidance, the glitch is now tasked to verify the current account, wherever the user backup board can access sensitive data. Let's list all the accessible key vaults by executing the command below. AZ key vault list. Alright, so we just go with AZ key vault list. The above confirms the key vault discovered from the role assignments named Wearable Secrets. Now let's say the secrets are stored in this key vault. Alright, there is one exactly. And now there is AZ key vault secret list. Key vault secret list dash dash vault name it's Wearable Secrets. Something for lack of brevity, ID, name. Alright. After executing the previous commands, we confirm that the reader role allows us to view the key vault metadata, specifically the list of key vaults and the secrets. Now the only thing left to confirm is whether the current user can access the contents of the discovered secret with the key vault user role. This can be done by executing the following command. Here is something redacted which we should get from here, which is name AOC 2024. That's so cool. Name is AOC 2024. And after all, we just need to add dash dash name AOC 2024. Oh, secret, not list, but show this time. Because as you see, the list doesn't have use arguments show. And yeah, values, where's my 1999? Yeah. Replace the value of name with the actual secret name. Bingo! The glitch exclaimed as he saw the amp above. Maskid had confirmed her nightmare that the regular user could escalate their way into the secrets of Wearville. With that, the glitch had helped Maskid to find the attack path that had been taken to escalate a user's privilege, and a lot had been learned in the process. The only question that remained was who initially carried out the attack in the first place. There was a very limited set of wearers who had access to this tenant, and with user visibility and with that set of permissions, only town officials who perform governance validation of the tenant to ensure all the town's secrets are being stored securely. The focus then turns to the motive. The only thing accessed was an access key stored in the key vault, which grants access to the evidence file stored elsewhere. The evidence in this file was in relationship to recent cyber events this month in Wearville. We'll have to keep our eye peeled in the following days to get to the bottom of this. Alright, so the secret stored here is this. Where is my mind? Control C, yeah. And as I told you, exploiting AD, told you before, if I recall correctly, exploiting AD to practice using group enumeration is similar yet different environment. That's a premium room, so you get a subscription to join it, but it's very cool. When I had it for 1 month, I done it and it was amazing. And yeah, as you see, this was something cool because instead of typical machine or site, you got the cloud. It looks really amazing. And yeah, that's about it. Day 16 is solved, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what I'm doing here, leave a like, subscribe, leave some positive comment, and yeah, see you tomorrow with another interesting challenge on our way.